The time was drawing close. All of creation was waiting for this moment. The moment when humanity would be released from the chains that for so long had held people captive. The plan was to be outworked, and I was the chosen sacrifice to free people. If my father had chosen anyone else, humanity would not truly have been able to be freed. See, only a perfect sacrifice was acceptable. For so many years, God's people had yearly gone to the temple to sacrifice for their sins. But this was not enough. This was only a picture of what was to come. I stepped into the scene as the ultimate sacrifice, the only truly pure sacrifice that would and could save. As the day drew close, the anguish in my heart began to build. I had squeezed myself into the body of a human to reach humankind. I was to feel human pain as I sacrificed my life. But the pain went beyond physical pain, as I knew I would hang on a cross to carry the sins of a world that turned their back on me. On this day, I was led toward the cross by angry soldiers, a cross with harsh, splintering wood on my back, as if a picture of what I was about to carry. This heavy burden was nothing in comparison to the burden of sin that was to be placed upon me. Simon, a man from Cyrene, took the cross for me and carried it behind me. Soon I would die to lift the burdens off of the whole of humanity. But for now, one man assisted in my pain. As I walked along that long road, I could see the faces of people racked with pain. Pain from their lives, pain from their sin, pain from this burden that was on them. They couldn't live without me. They couldn't live disconnected from my Father. Yet that is how life had become. I walked that road, knowing I was soon to free them. This anguish would soon create victory. As I walked toward the place called the Skull, two men were dragged close, who would die alongside me. Common criminals. Humans racked by sin. I would die for them too. In me, I knew the reason for what was to be. Although everything in me would desire another to take my place, I knew only I could walk this lonely journey. Only I could take the place for the sins of the world. Only I could be shunned by my Father in heaven to take the place of these people that He loved so dearly. In a few moments, the outworking of a mystery was to take place. Human logic tells me that wrongdoing results in punishment. Do wrong, face the consequence. But in this moment in history, human logic was to be defied. A new way of thinking was to be introduced by my sacrifice. The concept of grace, undeserved favor, love despite wrong, freedom despite the consequence. As I was nailed to that cross, every wrongdoing ever committed or to ever be committed was hammered onto me in an act of grace. Grace would flow through my blood into the life of every human should they choose to accept it. Grace was the only way sin could be dealt with. Grace was the only way you could be able to meet a holy God. Grace is your one and only lifeline. Grace is what I offer you today.